Hi everyone, this is Wesley Colford, Artistic and Executive Director of the Highland Arts Theatre, and we just wanted to make a little video to keep everyone updated on, first of all, our current plans for the next few weeks, the rest of 2020, but also our 2021 plans, or therefore the silence that we've had is regarding those plans. Obviously, this whole year has not been what we expected, and just when we thought we were getting into the last couple of months scot-free, the Atlantic bubble has burst, and obviously cases are looking a little bit more scary everywhere, certainly across the country, but even in Halifax, we obviously had a bit more of a scare in recent days. We're about a week into the second Halifax lockdown, and we send all of our best wishes and kindest thoughts to everybody there who's had to has been forced to close their business or make workloads or plans. We've been watching everything very, very carefully, and I know there's been a lot of comments and a lot of questions around what's going on, what we're planning to do for the future. So we want to just give people a quick update and hopefully shed some light on at least what we're currently planning. But all of this, I will give the caveat to say that it's changing every day, and we're watching it very, very carefully with hopefully, a great deal of discernment and responsibility, knowing that any of these plans could change at any moment. But in the moment, as I'm recording this, at least, we're, like I said, a week into the second Halifax lockdown. Remarkably and maybe astonishingly, I'd even say, we still haven't had a case in the Eastern Zone. It's been months now, and we're very, very grateful for that. So as long as that remains the case, we're planning to continue at least some of our programming with, as we've been doing since the summer, very limited audiences. And we'll continue to make adjustments if we have to keep things safe, to keep numbers lower, or to do anything that we can to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, safe, and can hopefully get a little bit of an escape during this very stressful, very uncertain year. So caveat aside, here's some of the things that we already have announced, but maybe have a few adjustments. First of all, I just want to congratulate everyone involved. We had an amazing opening night last night for our very first opening night performance of a new play by Rebecca Northern called All I Want for Christmas. It was phenomenal. I was so excited to get to hear it with an audience and hear people laughing. The cast was phenomenal. So that show, it's currently scheduled until the 13th of December. This time last week, I was worried we might not even get to tonight without a shutdown. But like I said, so far so good, and we're optimistic we can hopefully get through the next couple of weeks with those performances intact as scheduled. Assuming that happens, and if things continue to go well, I am amazed to say the entire 2-week run is basically sold out. There's maybe a handful of tickets available through the whole 2 weeks. It's over, I think it's 14 performances currently, which is wonderful, but I know there's a lot of people who are still trying to get tickets. So, I think this is a first for us. We are doing 3 performances of the same show on Saturday, December 12th. We're adding 2 more performances, so that'll be a 2 o'clock show, a 5 o'clock show, and then there currently is already an 8 o'clock show, which is basically sold out. So those 2 shows are now available online or by calling our box office. If you're looking for something to do with the whole family, it's a great show with a great message, lots of laughs. We're recommending it for children 10 and up, but the whole family should enjoy it. It's definitely designed for lots of all ages fun, silliness, but also some jokes and some things that I think the parents and adults will appreciate that some of the kids might not get. So if anyone's looking for tickets, if anyone didn't get tickets yet, I encourage you to go as quickly as you can. We probably won't be able to add any more. So that's on the 12th of December, 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Brand new shows now released. The next week, at the moment, and again, this is all the grain of salt, we planned, actually about a year ago, we'd made these plans for a whole week of Christmas movies, which, as of now, that's about the safest thing that we can do and operate. So as long as we're looking like cases are under control, we're hoping to go ahead. This includes our SingAlong Sound of Music, which we did last year, which was hugely successful. Obviously, there won't be 400 people in the theater for that performance, but we're going to get as many as we're allowed to safely, with more than 6 feet of distance between everybody, and certainly people will be encouraged to wear their masks. So everything will be as safe as possible. If you would like to join us for that, if you don't feel comfortable with the sing-along, that's also totally okay. We'll just have straight screenings of 3 more classic Christmas movies, including the 1994 Miracle on 34th Street, the 1951 Christmas Carol, or Scrooge, I think it's called, with Alistair Sims. And then we've done this for 4 years, I think. It's a Wonderful Life, which is certainly one of my favorites. Again, if we have to make adjustments, we will. If we have to cancel the sing-along component, that's the first thing we'll do if we look like we are at a heightened risk at that point. But for now, we're just going to wait and see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully the lockdown in Halifax does what it's supposed to, and the fact that cases are already going down is definitely a big relief, if not a total admission of getting through the second wave yet. So that's what we've announced, including a few little surprises, but there's a couple of other, I guess, Christmas treats that we're announcing with a bit of a bittersweet heart, because they're different than what we'd originally planned. Even a couple of months ago, we had some grand aspirations that have unfortunately proven more difficult because of the current, just the situation with the disease. But there's a bit of silver lining, and that's what I'd like to talk about today. So first of all, we'll be announcing more information about this shortly. For the last 4 years, this would have been the 4th year, I've had the great pleasure to host our Christmas Eve sing-along service, which has been absolutely a highlight of my year and even my adult life. It's one of my favorite things. For obvious reasons, we couldn't do it this year. We thought of a whole slew of various options, and at the end of the day, the reality is, even last year when we did 2 different services, we still had, I think, over 600, if not 700 people who attended, which obviously is wonderful, but there's no way we could accommodate that many people live, even if we did a whole day of services. It just wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't be fair to then have to turn away dozens or hundreds of other people who might not be able to attend. That's not the spirit of what that event is for, and so after weighing all the options, especially with the cases going up, we just didn't think it was a responsible option, even if it was a severely altered version. However, as a silver lining, what we are going to do is broadcast the 2019, I guess you call it an archival recording. It's just a camera at the back of the room, so it's not going to be great quality, but you'll get to hear all of us, some of your favorite hat performers, musicians, as well as an entire full theater of community members singing along to some of your favorite Christmas songs, and we'll have that available for all of Christmas Eve. So you'll be able to go into our YouTube page. We'll probably have it on Facebook, and it won't be live, obviously. It's not quite the same, but at least we can all share in that beautiful memory and sing some songs and feel connected, and which is what the whole point of that event is about. So I think that's going to be the best and most responsible way that we can still celebrate, and I hope people will tune in for that. And it also makes it more flexible, so you can schedule it around whatever, obviously, minimal family celebrations you might have yourself. If you want to do it during the day, if you want to have it at midnight, if you want to do it after supper, you can have total flexibility. So obviously it's not going to be the same, but I think it's going to be a really special way to celebrate Christmas Eve 2020 in a modified version. The other thing, which we'll also be releasing more details about soon, obviously, I think hopefully everyone knows, we've gone through 6 drafts of this already this year, but originally we had planned to do our normally 60-person production of A Christmas Carol as a 5-performer dinner theater. Again, because of the current escalation, that has proven impossible, and we're very glad that we aren't trying to push through something that might have been unsafe. However, we wanted to do something to celebrate Christmas and Christmas caroling as a big part of the hat history and tradition. So we've taken a few of our favorite performers, and we're sending them to you for probably 6 or 7 nights over the next couple of weeks. We're going to send a very small, physically distanced band of Christmas carolers throughout communities around the CBRM. We'll be asking for suggestions for neighborhoods where people maybe know of someone who really needs maybe a lift or a pick-me-up, a little bit of Christmas cheer. And for the evening, they're going to go door to door, maybe ring the doorbell, then keep very far back on the sidewalk or on the street and sing a couple of Christmas songs for whoever's lucky enough to be in those houses. So it'll be a bit of a pop-up surprise, but we will be looking for suggestions and nominations if anybody knows of a community or a neighborhood that really could use that little extra bit of Christmas cheer. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be very special, I think, and we'll make sure that we get some good video footage so that people from around CBRM can enjoy that as well. Last but not least, I am very, I guess, a bit verklempt and disillusioned myself because we're into December now, shockingly. It is December 2nd, and normally, all long before now, we would have announced our upcoming winter-spring season. Ticket packages would be on sale. Anyone who's a Hat fan probably would have heard me talk about ticket packages at least 3,000 times by this point in the year. As you may have noticed, we haven't done that, and that's a large part because of Radical Access. We're not selling ticket packages. All of those main stage shows that you'd normally be buying as gifts will be free of charge, and we are so excited about that. However, it is still strange that we haven't announced the programming, and obviously that is because it is so hard to predict what will be happening even tomorrow, let alone 3 months from now or a month from now. So we have some tentative plans, and I'm not going to talk about them today, but I do want you to know we are working on it. And I mean, if things stay like they are right now, and like we've been so fortunate in Cape Breton to have had no cases, I think since early June was the last confirmed case of a person actually in Cape Breton in the Eastern Zone. If things stay like that, we'll continue doing another production every month, and that'll be a main stage production as part of our Radical Access series. Right now, we have hopes that we'll be able to get our first show in starting January 5th, and very soon that will be announced with some very special local performers and a fantastic locally written script. But again, because things are just a little bit more on edge, we're just waiting to announce. Even if we do announce and then cases spike, it's a really good show, because if we can't do it in January, then we'll just push it to February. And if we have to push it to February, if we have to push it late in February, we'll push it later than February. But at this moment, especially going through Christmas and with all of the inherent risks that we all are aware of, I hope, and girding against, rather than announcing the next 6 months, we're just going to take things month for month for now. Hopefully that'll change. There's been some more really great news about vaccines, and maybe before the end of 2021, we'll even be able to have a full house at the theater again. But in the meantime, we're so lucky to be able to be doing what we are. We're one of the only theaters in the world right now, certainly in Canada, that hasn't been shut down again by the second wave yet. And again, if it comes to that, we are prepared. Not even including everything I've said today. We've got a whole list of things that we're working on, all of which can be accommodated from working at home, digitally, however we have to deliver them. We've got backup plans on backup plans, but in the meantime, please know we're thinking about everything with everyone's safety at the absolute foremost, and we'll see what happens. This has been the year of adaptation. We're so grateful to everybody who has followed us, who's trusted us, and who's come with us through the ever-changing circumstances that we've all been riding like a wave. We certainly couldn't do it without the support of the community, and for that we are so grateful. For everyone who's made donations, for everyone who's come to shows, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to keep doing everything we can, and as long as it's safe to do so, you'll be able to see us at the Hat. If we have to change, we're prepared for that too. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas. You'll be hearing more from us soon, and I hope that you'll get to make it to see All I Want for Christmas. It's definitely something to shake off some of the blue Christmas blues and have a very happy holiday. Thank you so much, and see you soon.